welcome back to some more freaking tier list. This time, ooh, it's Pokemon time. Ooh, dearie. I feel some pressure. I really, really do. Of course, this time I'm gonna have the entire freaking, S through. Let me actually get rid of E, because that just makes no sense to me. Delete this row. There we go. So S, A, B, C, D, and then haven't played. Which is, I have played, I think, all these? Yes, I have. Even though I played certain versions of some of these games, but it's still, this is all together, pretty much, in one thing. So, pretty much I played every generation. I played, pretty much all these games I have played, so this, pretty much this list doesn't even need to be here. So I'll delete this one as well. So S, A, B, C, or D. How I feel for certain Pokemon games. This is the mainline games, and except for two of them, which is Coliseum and next to Gale of Darkness, and of course Arceus. I think that's so three of them that is not mainline, but they're still Pokemon games. So, without further ado, let's just go to the very beginning. Gen 1, Red and Blue. The games that started it all. I'm trying to remember, like, sprite-wise, I think maybe most of them, or maybe half of them, but there were some bad-looking sprites. I mean, here's the thing: it is the beginning, and of course, it is hard to. I'm sure it was hard to make like the sprites look good back in the day. I'm sure because it was the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, for these games. But overall, how was the game? The game was still good. The gym leaders were amazing. Was there some problems with it? Not really. I mean, there was the infamous missing no glitch. Of course, Mewtwo being freaking powerful. Alakazam was powerful. Overall, was it a great game? Oh yeah, absolutely. I have some minor gripes about it. So for me, it's not S, but I'm definitely putting in A tier. Love the games. Still play them from time to time. And I don't think I'm playing them again. But moving on to Pokemon Yellow. The more updated graphics of the updated sprites, they look better. Some of them, not quite as much. Some from Red and Blue are better than Yellows. But of course, for me, I'm biased. I'm sorry. Pokemon Yellow is definitely getting an S rank. For some reason, yeah, it's not because of this little guy. No. Shut up. Look, it is a lot better than Red and Blue. Because, of course, the sprites are a lot better. Having Pikachu following you around, of course, he basically talks to you, like how he reacts, being poisoned or freaking happy, moody, screaming at you. It was just a good time, especially if you are a Pikachu fan. Other than that, probably Red and Blue would probably be the S rank for you, or maybe less. I don't know. Okay, up next we have. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Dang it! This is not in order. Why are they never in order? Actually, I just realized, I don't think there's gold and silver here. What the fuck? I see Heart Gold and Soul Silver. No, wait. Nope, there they are. Okay, they're way over here. Okay, Gold and Silver. And this is where they introduce freaking color to the actual games. Here's the thing. I'm a Johto boy because I started for Pokemon Gold. I didn't get Red and Blue after I played Pokemon Gold. And, of course, this is my home. I'm kind of biased about it. Kind of biased, because I mean, for me, this is an S rank as well, but I will still put Pikachu over Gold and Silver. However, I know people bash on this game, and I do agree. I do agree with some of the things on there, but as I said, my bias is strong with this one. Actually, you know what? I'll put it down. I'll put it down to A, because I completely forgot about the remakes. The remakes are actually much better than the original. However, Crystal, though, is definitely better because now the sprites actually move. And I'm just gonna put this as A above Gold and Silver. Crystal is not S, even though I did put S for frickin' Silver and Gold, but I put it back down because it's true. Then I think about it, I'm like, yeah. I mean, Gen 2, a lot of people say is the worst one. I'm like, it's not really that bad. Granted, I understand people's complaints about it, like the Team Rocket thing. Like, why doesn't Morty have Mischievous and certain other people, which I agree. Like, some of this stuff does not make sense at all. And I do agree with that. But overall, I still love it because, it's the bias. I hate being biased with certain things, but I gotta be honest with myself. I just can't do it. Alright, so next up we have, let's see, where is, there they are, Ruby and Sapphire. Okay. Ruby and Sapphire took away some things that the Gold and Silver did, and Crystal as well. Like, the sprites don't move. They are still again. I think Emerald brought it back to make a move. It's just like they also took away the night cycle. Like, everything is always daytime. It is always daytime. They did add double battles, which is very good. I did like that. Gym leaders were so much better for sure. But of course they did add the friggin' Battle Frontier though. But was it? You know what? I'm gonna put an A tier. I'm gonna put it above. I'll put it above Gold and Silver, but I'm not putting it above Crystal. I just can't. I just can't. It's definitely good. It's definitely a good game. I do enjoy it a lot, but I can't put it above Crystal. However, Emerald, oh yeah, they definitely did a lot better in Emerald, and I will put it above Crystal. They did a great job. They updated it. Of course, where you actually catch Rayquaza. The whole cutscene with Rayquaza coming down from the heavens and just like shut the children up, basically, was pretty fun. And of course, in that one, you actually take on both Aqua and Magma, which is a damn good upgrade from Ruby and Sapphire. They did a good job with the in-betweens, or not the in-betweens, like the third version of the generations, which is a very good thing they do. Alright, so next up we have Diamond and Pearl, there you are, where we get into the DS stages. Oh Sinnoh, oh Sinnoh, oh Sinnoh, oh Sinnoh. How do I feel about you? I fucking love Sinnoh. I'm just like, what's he thinking? What's he thinking? Alright, Diamond and Pearl, right, okay, well, no, they don't belong there. They don't belong there. They're definitely better than Crystal, I'll give it that. I don't think they were better than Emerald yet. This was still a good game. I definitely like the Team Galactic. I think they're one of the better villains. Because, I mean, Cyrus, I think that was his name. It's hard to remember all these freaking guys. Like, actually, somewhat took over. He got what he wanted. I'm not sure if he did in Diamond and Pearl, but he did in friggin' Platinum, which we're going to go to next, because it goes in A anyway. Platinum, I will put over Emerald any day. Because Platinum, ooh, get to see Giratina's origin form, going to the distortion world, just watching you going, you know, upside down, coming down the waterfall from, like, upside down. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that to me was cool, and I loved the hell out of that. It's not S rank for me, but it's definitely a damn good one. Alright, so, of course I realized I skipped a remake, which is Fire Red and Leaf Green. So we'll go to that one next. So yeah, a top A rank for Platinum. Alright, Fire Red and Leaf Green. You know, I kind of want to change some things. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put Red and Blue down to B, because Fire Red and Leaf Green are definitely a step up. A step up and made it better than that one. Of course, I think they move as well. Yeah, I think they did. And of course, you know, updated graphics for, you know, the original 151 Pokemon. They added the Sevi Islands, so you can see, like, the other new Pokemon. Dealing with Team Rocket after dealing with Giovanni. Like, they add stuff to it. It's not like a complete remake, or not, like, just pretty much a remastered version of the freaking originals. So, it's definitely a lot better than Red and Blue, for sure. But next up, we got Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Oh, of course, back to my boys, the Johto. I'm putting this in S rank. I'm not putting over a Pika. Soul Silver and Heart Gold, they did a lot more fan service for this thing. Of course, the whole little Pokewalker thing was pretty good. Although I did enjoy the new thing they had, the Pokethon or something like that, where you can use your Pokemon to do like Olympic stuff. I enjoyed the hell of it. I spent so many hours on that. And of course, it's not the first time. The first time they had Pokemon walk behind you was Diamond and Pearl with like only the cute Pokemon. No. Heart Gold and Soul Silver allowed you to bring out the first member of your party, Pokemon, out. That was the first time we all like, oh, this is awesome, just to have, your very first Pokemon to, walk with you, having a good time, build up that friendship or whatnot. And of course, there was the guy who actually took pictures of you and your team at the time, which was beautiful. And of course, I believe you get all 16 badges, they give you the radio that plays the old soundtrack of the original Gold, Silver, and Crystal music, which is perfect for nostalgia, and that's why for me it gets S rank. Even though it gets the same problems as Gold and Silver and Crystal too, about like the story-wise, Team Rocket, and why does this guy got that? It gets the same problems, but I don't care. I love Johto, and it's just bias, obviously. Alright, next up we got Black and White. I know someone's already like watching me like, go ahead, talk about Gen 5, please. I'm like, yeah. Look, how I feel about Gen 5, I understand the Pokemon designs are pretty bad. However, I kind of like some of the stuff in Gen 5. The friggin', like, when the Pokemon's health gets to red, because we all know that annoying beep, that doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Instead of for Gen 5, they go doo-doo, doo-doo, and it goes right into a song. It makes it more kick-ass. I'm sorry, I gotta put that high up in the list of the A rank. However, I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put it right behind Ruby and Sapphire, but it is a little bit better than our Golden, or friggin' Gold and Silver. However, Black and White 2. Black and White 2 is kind of weird to me, because, and let's also talk about Black and White as well. The freaking Team Plasma, I think, is one of another good villains, because they actually do something. Like, granted, all the freaking evil people do stuff, but this one is like, they actually took over the Elite Four. Like, and just became the champion. I was like, oh crap, it's a big deal. Giovanni just wanted to steal stuff, and of course trying to get money and try to take over the world. He never got anywhere. He was a gym leader. Magma and Aqua, one wants a landmass, one wants water. They kind of succeed. They did. And then you stop them. Then Team Plasma. Pretty much Cyrus gets what he wants in Platinum. It gets stuck in the distortion world. But freaking N took the championship. But of course, obviously we're the good guys. We stop them. But it's just like they achieved the goal. And I'm not saying they're the best evil villains, but they're one of the better ones. So, anyway, on to Black and White 2. This one was kind of... I did like the new area. And I did like some of the new guys. And, of course, the freaking movie sets and whatnot. So, for me, this one's better, but not by much. I'm just going to put it above Ruby and Sapphire, but I'm not going over Crystal. It was just weird, but I kind of like it. So that's all I can say about that one. Alright, I believe now we're on to, I think don't need to skip. Let's go to friggin' the Coliseum. Coliseum and Gale of Darkness. These games are very dear to my heart. Coliseum is a great game and a great story about catching shadow Pokemon, basically snagging them from your opposing trainer, which I thought was interesting as hell. And of course, the music, the soundtrack is just amazing. For that, I'm sorry, it goes to S tier over my Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It does. It will go over Heart Gold and Soul Silver. The sequel, however. Now, granted, people still say Coliseum is better than XD Yellow Darkness, and I think they're right. However, hear me out. I think it gets more of an edge in the music department because of one fabulous guy called Mirror B with his goddamn theme song, for God's sakes. And the thing is, I just can't. I'm biased with Pikachu. I'm sorry. It's definitely S rank, and it's better than Coliseum. But come on, that Mirror B theme song, how can you not just like groove to that fucking thing? Now granted, his other one is pretty good too. But nah, XD Yellow Darkness, this freaking Mirror B is just so much better. And it's much easier to freaking purify shadow Pokemon. And of course, you get a Lugia out of that too. Like, my god. Alright, so next up, now we're going to the 3DS, which is Pokemon X and Y. I'm not gonna lie, I have some problems with X and Y. I do. The lack of Pokemon is my number one problem with that. 72 Pokemon, for me, if it was just, if everything else was shit, this would have been my D category. I did like the 3D models. However, the gym leaders are forgettable. The only one I can remember right now is probably Olympia because her out of the world thing is just nuts. And of course, you know, the fairy type gym leader because they introduced fairy types. But my main problem with Pokemon games, I want Pokemon. I want a lot of them. I mean, at this point, the one with the less Pokemon was Gen 2 with 100, but now we have Gen 6 with 72. Now, the plus side is, it's not going to stay in D. We got C because of the Mega Evolutions. The Mega Evolutions is what did me because it was amazing. And the fact is, they brought back, you know, obviously, the Kanto starters to get their own Mega Evolutions, especially Charizard with his Mega X. Thank God I picked X. But Team Flare was a joke. Like, Team Flare is the most sorriest villains I've ever seen. It's just, they want to make the world beautiful. And of course, if you pick a Greninja for as your starter, they're just, get out of here. So for me, this is my weakest generation for me right here. So I don't think any generation of Pokemon deserves a D rank, but this is, yeah, this is bad for me. This one right here is bad. So let's move on. I know some people are gonna probably, you know, react to me differently, but this is just my opinion. Like, I'm sorry. I like the Mega Evolutions. That's probably the best thing out of this game. But overall, it's just, I'm sorry, the lack of Pokemon is gonna do a good chunk for me. So, I'm sorry. Alright, so now the remakes of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They did a great job with this one. Another good remake. They even, for, of course, more Mega Evolutions, which is perfect. The fact is, like, we get, like, Mega Beedrill, Mega Pidgeot. We also get Mega Swampert, Mega Sceptile, Mega Blaziken, Mega Altaria, which I was not thrilled about, because it just looks bad. Mega Gardevoir. Well, actually, Gardevoir was in X and Y. X and Y, yeah. But anyway, more Mega Evolutions. The story is pretty much the same. They did tweak some things here and there. But the Delta story, I think it's called Delta, where you freaking go deal with a trainer who wants Rayquaza, beat her, capture Rayquaza, go to outer space, and freaking catch Deoxys. Yeah, that to me is a damn good remake. And of course, also the freaking writing Mega Latios or Latias into these, you know, the Hoopa things, and to go catch other legendaries and whatnot. So for me, that is pretty good. I will actually put it in the S rank. I'm not putting above Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I'm sorry, don't care. My love for Gen 2 is too strong, but I will put an S tier. It is a damn good remake. Alright, next up we have Pokemon Sun and Moon. Again, less than 100 new Pokemon. They focus way too much, I can't really, on the Z Crystal stuff. I was not a fan of. No gyms. Not a fan of that either. I did like some of the trials. The trials were okay. Most of them were just like, meh. I think my favorite one was probably the Mimikyu one with the haunted stuff, where you're literally like, look, I hear you, you little shite. Where? You know, he's right behind you. Freaking huge, too. But for Sun and Moon, I'm sorry. I have to put it in D. I'm sorry. I didn't care much for the region forms. I didn't. Some of them are good, but most of them to me is just like, meh. I'm sorry. I mean, the Sandshrew line, the Vulpix line got good ones. Raichu's okay, even though I know someone's going to yell at me, what? Well, I'm sorry. It's an okay boy. Muck and Grimer, they just okay. They're just really freaking gas, toxic waste. Marowak looks good. I think he's got probably the best one. Rattata looked okay. Raticate just looked bad. The Meowth looked, actually, I kind of like the sassy Meowth, but Persian, nah. So yeah, that's how I feel about Sun and Moon. They get the D rank. I just didn't even care about the story or my rival. My rival's just like a pushover. However, Ultra Sun and Moon did things a little bit better. Just a little bit. Even though it's the same thing, pretty much. Just going through the islands, whatnot. Although they had more story with the Ultra Beasts. Going through dimensions. Yet again, I think you did dimensions as well in Sun and Moon. It's just, the sad thing is, Sun and Moon to me is very forgettable. Because I just didn't care much. This is where my love for Pokemon was starting to wane off. Like the disappointment for X and Y, then Sun and Moon. Even though Ultra Sun and Moon, to me, I think it's still good. But I don't think... It definitely doesn't deserve the D rank. But it definitely gets the C, but it's below freaking X and Y. It's just not great for me. Like, again, this is where it's, like, declining for me. This is where I'm, like, about to lose faith in Pokemon. And, yeah, that's just how I felt during that time. So, after saying that, next up we have Sword and Shield. Okay, Sword and Shield, again, has less than 100 Pokemon. However, Gigantamax is a swing and sometimes a hit and a miss. However, I did like the idea of the tournament style instead of just the Elite Four, beat the champion, be done with it. I did like I definitely liked a lot more Pokemon in this generation than I did with the other two generations, especially X and Y. Even though I like X and Y more than freaking Sun and Moon because I had a team, X and Y only had two Pokemon for Ninja and Auroras. Because I try to catch Pokemon only in that generation. So the fact is it's got C, then Sun and Moon got D is just because the problems it had. Even though C, it's just how it is. Okay, so Sword and Shield, right. I definitely like the trainers, they're a lot better. Hop is okay as a rival, he's better than How, for sure. Even though his character is like copying How sometimes, so there's people like complain about that. But overall, I think it's definitely better. It's going to be my, yeah, put it in front of red and blue. It's definitely getting some confidence back in Pokemon at that point. I definitely kind of liked it. And I think this is the second time I used a grass type. Yeah, because the first one I used was in Sun and Moon, which was Rowlet. And this was the last time I used a grass type, which was indeed Grookey. There you go. Alright, so after that, I think I skipped it. Yeah, I did skip it because Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they were first before they did. Okay, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is just different. It's literally the Pokemon Go stuff, which I don't play Pokemon Go. However, I do see the appeal for having, like, again, a younger brother with the older brother playing the game, but you want the younger brother to play with his big brother, or little sister playing with the big brother, whatever, and you can play together, and they can use your Pokemon. It's a cute idea to help younger kids get into Pokemon. I think it's a great idea, and of course, seeing the Pokemon actually roam for the first time, before Sword and Shield did it too, which is a great bonus for it. It was great to see that, even though you couldn't see the shiny Pokemon until, I think, Scarlet and Violet? Or Arceus, I'm sorry, Arceus first. Yeah, so overall, for me, I think it's a great remake, but not the best. Not the best one. I would actually put it in the A rank behind Fire Red and Leaf Green. It doesn't deserve to be in the B rank, but it definitely belongs in the A for me. It's a low A, not the best remake, but it's still a good one. Alright, and of course it brought Mega Evolutions back as well. Only of course for the Cantonian ones. And of course they give you the chance for a Melton and Melmetal to help you get that Pokemon into a main game so you can transfer it. And of course a free Mew, just in case you bought the Pokeball with the game. So anyway, next up we have, I believe, Brilliant Diamond and Pearl. Okay. This to me was the laziest remake I've ever seen. It's just the same thing. They didn't really do much other than the Underground. The Underground I did like the most out of the remake, but overall it's just the same game. It's just the same game, just updated graphics, even though I don't like the little chibi thing. Even though I can't even call it chibi. It just looks like one of those things you, like, you know, crank to get the capsules, like those little toys. That's what they look like. Then I pretty much reacted the way I reacted. So to me, it was just a lazy remake. Even though Gen 4 is a good generation, but for what it is as a remake, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But I won't put this in D. I will put it as a low C. Under... You know what? I'm going to put it above Ultra Sun and Moon. But, yeah, it's just in the C rank. It's not great. I mean, it's still fun to go through Gen 4, but it was just not a great remake. It was just not a good remake in my book. Alright, Legends of Arceus. I've heard complaints about this game, whatnot, and of course people complain, it's like, oh, it's not open world, it's not... To me, I think it's like an open sandbox kind of a thing, because when you're there, and of course when you get all the pals or whatever, like Braviary, Sneasler, and all that, it can be an open world. It's just an open world sandbox. Like, you can go everywhere in the area once you have all your pals. So to me, like, that kind of counts. Overall, the freaking Pokemons are great. You actually get to see the shinies, and of course, it helps you know there's a shiny around with the freaking the jingle. Although the only downside is the freaking 8 shiny Bidoofs. That's an inside thing. Don't worry about it. And of course, if anybody's shown, look, I caught so many shiny Pokemon, but just so many freaking shiny Bidoofs. I never want to see a shiny Bidoof ever again. I like Bidoof, but I don't like the shiny Bidoofs just because it annoys the crap out of me. Because I can literally just go into a random patch of grass and, bring, like, that better be something out of the Bidoof. Mother effing, it's a goddamn Bidoof. And I could never get rid of them. It's like, anybody want a Bidoof? Anyone want a shiny Bidoof? Damn it. Anyway, overall, the story was great. I loved it. Love facing the freaking giant fucking Avalog. He's like, oh my god, this is a kaiju. Holy shit. Facing off freaking like Dialga or Palkia. And then God himself. Like, Jesus. So for me, this is definitely an S rank. And I will actually put this... You know what? Yeah, I'm going to put it above freaking XD Yellow Darkness and Pokemon Coliseum. It is a damn good game, and I hope they make more of kind of this style. I don't think they will, but I think this is a really good Pokemon game. Last but not least, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay. The very first... Here's my thing. It's not the worst. It's not the worst Pokemon game. I had problems with this thing. The designs of the Pokemon in this generation, to me, is the worst. I think it's the worst designs they ever made in a generation. Maybe one of these days I'll actually go through each generation and then have the percentage of, like, which ones are awful. Who knows? It might still be a tie with Gen 5, like, whatever the worst designs are. Because I go by percentages, not like how many there is. Because Gen 5 got 156 out of, 156. And I think Gen 9 had like 116 or something like that. So it's not fair to do it that way, but do it by percentage. So that way you know for sure what you hate the most. But here's the thing. It's their first attempt. Was it great? No. But is it awesome that they did it? Yes. Story-wise, this is one of the best stories they did. Especially, going through the gym leaders. Going through the freaking, the Titans, basically. And dealing with Team Star. All that's great. And then freaking going to Area Zero. Freaking Zero. The story is great. DLC, it's a hit and miss for me. But overall for me, I am definitely going to put this as a B. I have problems with it because of the glitches. Basically, my experience, it does affect this grade for it. I had a lot, like 3 or 4... when the game crashed and the friggin', meanwhile I got dogs screaming at me here. I'm almost done. It's okay. I'm almost done, girl. So, yeah, it's just amazing to me. Like, hopefully Gen 10 will be a lot better. And we'll just see what happens. But overall, this is my list. Hopefully you guys have an okay time with it. I don't know if you can hear her. She's like giving me the whimper sound. Hold on, let me show you. What? Yeah, I think she's ready to go outside. I think that's what it is. Like, I need to go outside. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Hold on, give me a minute. So yeah, that is what's gonna that's it for this tier list. I hopefully you enjoyed it, my tier list of Pokemon. And let me know in the comments below what your favorite Pokemon game it is. Anyway, I'm gonna go because she's giving me the friggin' like, come on! So, anyway, if you enjoyed it, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe, and also ring that notification bell to be notified what I do on this channel. Until then... see what I mean? See what I mean? This is what I deal with. What? You need to go outside? See you guys next time.